I want to talk about just leadership in general with you two because I was so impressed with just your level of just the game and the level you play at that I could tell each of you operate at. It felt like you were company owners there on behalf of your own company, and that's like that was the highest praise I could think of when when I was talking about you all and a couple others to my team. Um, Tell me what it means to you with your teams that you're leading. Like, what did you come back thinking? Okay, me as a leader, this is what I have to do, or these are things I'm thinking about going forward.
I know for me, it was our leadership development. Um, that there was quite a few companies that had spoke on that they have started their leadership development. And Rob and Kat Lemoyne were up there, and that was one of the things that they were talking about when they did the traps. I think, they were like, don't fall into a trap where you're not developing your leaders.
They're so
And then
good.
at the end of it,
Such great speakers.
yeah.
Unreal.
And he said, who wants this t-shirt or whatever? And I was like, me, because that's something that I had been talking about that hadn't been able to get to yet, in my first months here with ProTech. So I took that t-shirt and realized, this is my accountability piece that's going to hold me accountable. And to get that going, because a lot of our team members, I always say Lexi comes by a lot of leadership naturally, and she'll say she had a great example from her mother. But a lot of our leaders are young, and ProTech is some of them, their first real career job experience. So if we're not teaching it to them, they didn't get it from somewhere else. We got to develop that, and some of them have some things that they've already experienced that have made them shy away from leadership. So I'm like, we got to go back to the foundation, back to the principles. And that's where I need to start with our younger group of leaders. And then let's move forward to get them to where they can accept what Dirk is saying and not be overwhelmed by it, and be able to embrace it and start implementing it. So for me, that was the big thing, was developing our leadership program. And we got it started. So we had basically a leadership foundation, principles of leadership lesson, and it was great fun. Some of people were on Zoom. I think it's not as exciting on Zoom. So I'm thinking about making it mandatory unless, someone has a big issue with that. So, but the next one, we're moving on and we're going to build on it. They build on each other. And I think it's going to be great. I think within the first 4 probably sessions, I'm hoping that I've really reached some of the folks, and they can start really applying like problem solving skills and just decision making that helps them, when they don't have somebody right there to fall back on, So.
Did you say some of this was in person or over Zoom or a mix?
It was a mix. Yeah. So
Okay.
some folks came in to the conference room, and then we had it Zoomed as well. So some of the inspectors that had, morning inspections couldn't drive all the way here because then they have a inspection way down in DC. So they Zoomed in for it. So.
Well, that was really cool too, just to kind of piggyback off of what she said. Afterwards, we were kind of overhearing in the office, and I don't know what the situation was, but they were actually reading, like there was like the 7 principles. It was like, very basic, like extreme ownership and things like that. And whatever situation they were dealing with, they were reverting back to the principles that Corey had just taught them that morning about, well, maybe, it was something that we could have done differently, kind of thing.
It was cool.
And so that was definitely a big success.
Hi everyone, this is Louis from Spectora. I'm going to put 3 links down in the description below. The first link is for you if you like Spectora, but maybe you just have a couple questions. You can schedule a 15-minute discovery call with someone from our client success team to make sure that Spectora is a great fit for you. It is, by the way. If you're ready to dive in and start using the app, the second link is for our free trial. With the average cost of a home inspection, that's a couple $1,000s that you'll pocket before you pay us a dime. And the third link is for our Spectora Jumpstart program. If you're a brand new home inspector, you probably need a website, or maybe you have a website that you just kind of threw up real quick and you're not super thrilled with it. In the Jumpstart program, we'll make you a great website based on feedback from you to make sure that it reflects your business, your market, and you. We'll optimize it for search engines, and we'll put an online scheduler on your website too, so you can spend less time on the phone and more time out in the field working. We'll also bundle it with a full year of the Spectora app, and we'll do it at a great price too. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope you check out other videos on this channel, and take care.